Kanye West is currently selling $20 shoes online and booking massive stadiums just to play pre-recorded tracks from his laptop. He publicly claims a net worth of nearly $3 billion, but a look at his actual balance sheet tells a very different story. Just a couple of years ago, his wealth was easy to map. In 2022, Ye was a certified billionaire, collecting an estimated $220 million a year in passive royalties. Adidas handled the manufacturing, the global logistics, and the marketing, while he simply cashed the checks. Then came October 2022. Adidas terminated the partnership, and his billionaire status evaporated almost overnight. Today, Forbes estimates his total net worth at around $400 million. Ye, however, recently posted a valuation from Eaton Venture Services, claiming he is worth $2.77 billion. A $2 billion gap between a financial magazine's estimate and a self-reported valuation means someone has the math wrong. To figure out who, we have to audit his new independent operation and see if he is actually harboring a secret multi-billion-dollar empire or if he is simply bleeding cash. The final knot tying Ye to his corporate past was cut in October 2024. Adidas spent 2 years liquidating 1.4 billion euros of remaining Yeezy stock before the two parties reached a final settlement. It was a zero-sum resolution. All mutual claims were withdrawn, and absolutely no money changed hands. This chart shows exactly what Ye walked away with. He retained 100% ownership of the Yeezy trademark, but he was left with zero corporate infrastructure. Holding a highly recognizable brand name means very little if you cannot actually make or ship a product. Separating the trademark from the supply chain forces a creator to build a global manufacturing network entirely from scratch. His first real test of independence was the Yeezy Pod. Under Adidas, his footwear reliably sold for $200 or more. He launched the pods at $20. Customers paid $20 for the shoe, plus a $15 flat shipping fee, moving the profit center into shipping arbitrage. To make those numbers work, manufacturing moved from Italy to China, dropping the actual cost of goods sold to under $3 a pair. He promoted this model with a $7 million Super Bowl ad. Within 24 hours, the brand generated $19.3 million in revenue, yielding an estimated net profit margin of nearly 28%. A $20 shoe looks like a desperate markdown, but the unit economics reveal a different strategy. By overcharging for shipping on a product that costs $3 to make. Ultimately, Ye proved he can engineer highly profitable margins on his own, without ever sharing a cut with a corporate partner. He applied the same stripping down process to live music. Instead of traditional arena tours, he hosts listening experiences. Fans pay up to $220 a ticket to watch him play his album from a sound system, with no live performance. Touring is historically notorious for its overhead. Transporting stage rigs, hiring live bands, paying road crews, securing event insurance, and covering payroll usually eat up the majority of ticket sales. The listening party format eliminates almost all of those expenses. The returns are massive. A few dates in the US brought in roughly $12 million. A single event in Hainan, China, moved 70,000 tickets and generated an estimated $56 million in local economic impact. By stripping away the musicians and the logistics, he minimized the highest operational costs of a tour to capture almost pure top-line revenue. But high revenue does not equal a stable business. When he left the corporate structures of Adidas and Def Jam, he also lost the administrative back office required to manage that incoming cash and pay the people who work for him. That lack of infrastructure is creating a severe liability in his music division. The Vultures albums moved over 817,000 units, yet more than 10 producers involved in the project report they have not received their fees or royalties because basic contracts were never finalized. This administrative collapse extends to real estate. To avoid foreclosure, he recently sold a custom Tadao Ando-designed mansion in Malibu at a $36 million loss. The financial bleeding is compounding in the courts. He was ordered to pay $76,000 in legal fees after a judge rejected his attempt to dismiss a lawsuit, adding to a growing list of claims from former employees. A high-margin hustle only works if the money stays in the bank. Without a corporate back office to handle clearance, compliance, and risk management, The cash flow he generates is rapidly drained by legal penalties and operational friction. This brings us back to that $2.77 billion valuation. That number relies entirely on the theoretical value of owning the Yeezy trademark outright. But the financial reality of 2026 is unforgiving. A trademark sitting in a vacuum, without a functional supply chain, an active legal team, or a global distribution network, is ultimately just a logo on a piece of paper. There is no denying his cultural gravity. He has proven he can mobilize his fan base to generate massive, independent revenue through viral product stunts and stripped-down stadium listening events. But cash flow is not the same thing as wealth. He traded a secure, passive income stream for a chaotic, capital-intensive manufacturing operation. Every dollar he makes now requires fighting through the friction of independence, and that friction is slowly eating his empire alive. Do you think the independent Yeezy empire will eventually stabilize, or is it on the verge of a total collapse? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and be sure to like and subscribe to the Viral Scope for more financial deep dives.